Hey guys, it's Shaniqua, aka Gemini Curls, and welcome to my channel. So, I was not going to do this video tonight. I was playing around with doing it maybe later on in the week, but I hadn't decided that I was actually going to film it. But, you know how people say that when you get a sign, you should listen to it? I was watching a video on Long Hair Don't Care's channel, and it was part of a 3-part series, and the part that I was watching basically said some people do need a relaxer, and that rubbed me the wrong way. I think that Nick has a very great channel. She has lots of good information, and I'm sure she's helped plenty of people, okay? So I don't want anyone to take that as, oh, Shaniqua doesn't like Long Hair Don't Care. Shaniqua's trying to start beef with her. No, I've never done anything like that on my channel, trying to start beef with another YouTuber, and I don't like people who do that. So please don't take it as me trying to start drama. I'm really just kind of continuing the discussion, just sharing my thoughts. And even though it rubbed me the wrong way, I just, was just kind of like, maybe I'll do a video about that. That's a really good discussion topic. But I don't know. I'm probably just going to leave it alone. And then I got a text from a friend saying, oh, check out this girl on Instagram. She just said some people need relaxers. And I was like, okay, twice in one night? I'm going to take that as a sign. This is something that will be a good discussion video, and since it's fresh on my mind, why not talk about it? So, I don't know how long this video is going to be. You guys know I ramble, and when I get new thoughts, I just kind of spew them out at you guys. So, if this video is long, I'm apologizing in advance for that. But I just really wanted to talk about this mindset that some people need relaxers. Now, some of you are probably going to really dislike me for this and call me a smartass and a biatch, and I'm probably going to, get a lot of names thrown my way, even though I doubt they'll be in the comments, but, I'm going to look up the actual definition of the word need, okay? Okay, let's see. Well, need has a few different definitions. The first one is a requirement, necessary duty or obligation. Example, there is no need for you to go there. 2, a lack of something wanted or deemed necessary to fulfill the needs of the assignment. 3, urgent want as of something requisite. He has no need of your charity. 4, necessity arising from the circumstances of a situation or case. There is no need to worry. 5, a situation or time of difficulty, exigency. To help a friend in need, to be a friend in need. And there's a couple more, but yeah, I'm kind of done with that. Okay. So if we go off of that first definition, something that is required, something that is necessary, I really don't feel like relaxers can fall into that category. When I hear the word need, I think of like the basic needs: food, shelter, social interaction, things that keep you living, things that you have to have in order to survive. That's like the basic definition of a need to me. And a chemical that straightens or loosens the texture of your hair is not a requisite of living. And it just really, really bothers me when I hear people say that, because it just continues to perpetuate that belief. Now, I understand, if you, use one of the other definitions, like the third definition, an urgent want as of something requisite. If we just take that first part, an urgent want, then in that sense, yes, a relaxer can be a need, quote unquote. But when I hear people say, oh, some people need relaxers, I don't feel like that's how they're using it. A lot of time, most of the time, when I hear people say, oh, she needs a relaxer, or no, you need a relaxer, you can't go natural, or no, I need a relaxer, I can't be natural, it's always accompanied with the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's always accompanied with the implication that their hair texture is what makes them need a relaxer, not personal preference or lifestyle choice, but just off of the simple fact, if you take them as a bare human being, including their hair texture, that what they are born with has an actual need. It's required to be straightened or, relaxed. And that's just not true in any case. I do think that for some people, natural hair can be too time consuming. It may not be flattering in their eyes or the eyes of a significant other or family member, and that can, kind of help perpetuate the idea that a relaxer or some form of chemical treatment is needed. But when I go back to what I consider a need, something that keeps you alive, something that is necessary to your existence and survival, relaxers just don't fit the bill in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know, it's just, it kind of makes me sad hearing people still talk like that. And, when I think about all of the negative connotations that natural hair still has within not just the black community, but really, much broader than that. If you have anything besides like wavy or straight hair, a lot of people have a problem with natural hair. And it really saddens me, because if you just take a bare person, no makeup, no nothing, just the person, okay? Genetically / biologically, everything about them is directly correlated to their ancestors, to the people that came before them, okay? So I know this is getting real deep. Bear with me. And if you take African American or black natural hair, you have to think about what would cause our bodies to evolve in such a way that our hair would have this much texture. Now again, I'm speaking in generalizations, because obviously all black people don't have the same hair, then just they don't, okay? So I'm speaking in a general term, but if we're just talking about afro-textured hair in general, we have to think about what would make a race of people evolve in such a way that their hair would take on this texture as part of survival, as necessary to their existence, okay? Black people came from Africa, right? Okay, we all agree. This is the hottest place on the planet. Okay, can we agree with that? We may have a little debate, but let's say, at the spawn of the human race, geographically, Africa was the hottest place on the planet, in the entire world. And that's where life came from. Okay, so part of the way our bodies developed was having a lot of melanin, okay? We are brown because, biologically speaking, I really don't want to put it in such bald terms, but to just be very basic right now, biologically speaking, white people and anyone lacking as much pigment as we have could not survive in that climate. They would get skin cancer and die, period, point blank. That's why melanin has, that's the purpose of melanin, okay? That's where that evolutionary trait came from, the need to survive in a climate where the sun is just baking you, basically, beating down on you. You're in, super hot temperatures. Your body has to find a way to survive. So the people from that region, our ancestors, have a lot of melanin, and we carry that trait. and it protects us from the sun, which is why it's so rare for black people to get skin cancer and disorders of that nature, because we have natural protection built into our skin from our ancestors. Now, if we take that same thinking and go to hair, right? Why would our hair develop so much texture and be able to create, big, huge, beautiful afros and all of this other stuff? Think about it. Your head is obviously the topmost part of your body, right? Okay, you're in this climate where you've got, super, super hot sun beating down on you, and if it weren't for the melanin in your skin, could kill you just from living in that environment, right? Okay. Now, since your head is at the top, it's going to be receiving the most exposure from the sun. In order to protect that area that's going to be receiving the most exposure, our hair developed in such a way that it was expansive and voluminous to the point that it also served as natural protection from the climate and the elements of the African terrain. Okay, does that make sense? So to hear people say that relaxers can be needed by people, like some people need a relaxer, it's like, no, some people need more texture in their hair. Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating or like I'm being mean, but it's just going natural, and a lot of other naturals will echo this thought. Going natural teaches you about so much more than just hair in ways that you can never, ever, ever predict when you first think about going natural. And that's not going to be true for everybody. For some people, it really is nothing more than a styling choice. But for me, and a lot of other women like me, because natural hair was not something they were knowledgeable about, something they, had an easily accessible resource, as in, another person to go to learn about, you really have to educate yourself in a lot of different ways in order to successfully handle this new texture. And it just broadens your horizons. So since I've been natural, I'll admit I've definitely seen personal growth in myself to the point where I have a lot more pride in my race. It's kind of a running joke in my family where we'll say, "Oh no, I'm not black, I'm other." And with a lot of the knowledge and stuff that I've gained, I don't say that anymore, just because I feel like there's nothing wrong. In fact, it's a beautiful thing to be black, and I'm very, very proud of that. Whereas before, I really just I felt like it was a negative thing to be an African American, because in this country, we all know black people are not painted in a positive light. So many, viral YouTube videos are of black girls or black guys beating each other down in the middle of the street or the club or the bar, or, will be interviewed on the news, and it's like grammar just was never taught, and, there's all of these different negative attributes that are ascribed to my race that made me reject my race wholly. But that's part of self-hate, and going natural has opened my eyes to that, and I no longer, do that anymore. Blech, that was a really bad sentence. But, it really makes me sad hearing people say, no, some people need a relaxer. I've actually had a girl tell me to my face, no, I need lye in my life. I don't have the texture to be natural. And that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't, because if you don't have the texture to wear your natural texture, you wouldn't have been born with it. Period, point blank. And the fact that it's a direct link to those who came before you, that's something that you inherited, something that's in your genetics, something that you can't get rid of. You know what I mean? I feel like it's something that deserves to be loved, appreciated, and celebrated. Even if you relax your hair, you still got to touch up your roots. no matter what you do genetically, you have afro-textured hair. And again, I'm speaking in a generalizations because not all black people have afro-textured hair. But you know what I mean? It bothers me so much, and I just don't think I could have sat on this video topic idea thing for too long before I decided to do it. And the fact that the need of relaxers was mentioned twice in one night just kind of had me like, okay, I should probably go ahead and do this video. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I don't know. My sister's boyfriend was here. I believe this was last week sometime, and it was a Saturday night, and he and my sister were supposed to go to church the next morning. And my sister's hair was just pulled back in a puffy ponytail, and her boyfriend said, "So what are you going to do to your hair?" And my sister was being kind of funny, like joking with him, like, "What's wrong with my hair? What's wrong with my hair, huh? You don't like my ponytail? You don't like my ponytail?" And he's like, "I mean, it just looks really black." And I was like, "What do you mean it looks black?" And he said, "It's just really puffy." Y'all have no idea how much that hurt my heart to hear that. And we got in, I don't want to say we argued, but I kind of went off just a little bit. Just a little bit. I went off on him, sort of kind of like, why would you say some ignorant crap like that? Like, her hair looks black because it's puffy, but that's how it naturally is, you know? So, you know, I could take that and argue that you are saying that a natural black feature is unattractive. And then that goes back to the whole self-hate thing, you know? So it was just, this whole needing relaxers spawns so many different avenues of discussion and different ways that we can look at this topic. And I guess I just kind of wanted to add my voice and my opinion to the YouTube community and really, you know, get some feedback, see what other people think. You know, it's just this, it didn't sit well with me. And I'm not trying to bash anybody who feels that way. It's just that I disagree. And you know, you're entitled to your opinion, but so am I. So I'm sharing it on my channel. So I guess just to reiterate, you know, relaxing / chemically altering your hair in any way, not even just relaxing, but to, you know, any kind of permanent bodily alteration that does not improve your health is not necessary. And if it detracts from your health, then it's certainly not necessary. And we all know that no matter how careful you are in relaxer application, there's always some that's going to touch your scalp. And with the fact that there are pores and blood vessels all over your scalp that constantly absorb anything that touches it, and you're putting these chemicals that can eat through a soda can into your bloodstream, into your nervous system, into your body monthly, or, you know, maybe bi-monthly, however long you stretch your relaxers, you're putting this on regularly, it's going to have some kind of effect on your hair and your health. I really truly believe that. And a lot of us want to kind of, I guess, kind of be in denial about that and say, you know, oh, well, I don't relax but, you know, 4 times a year, and I'm always really careful, and I base my scalp, and yada yada yada. You know, all of that may be true, and I'm not trying to knock you for it, but it's always going to have some kind of effect on your body. If it's strong enough to permanently change the chemical bonds in your hair, just think about what it does to your scalp. You know, when I was at National Natural Hair Meetup Day, I sat next to a woman who had very pretty coils. Her curls were probably like that big, like really small, and probably hung about that long each curl, with a good amount of a good degree of curl, so a lot of shrinkage. But her hair was really, really thin. And one of the questions that she asked during one of the presenters' question session was, I've been natural for, I believe she said 2 years. And, I see all the blogs and the videos and folk keys and all these other things where these women have, thin, brittle, breaking, relaxed hair, and they go natural, and it's like an explosion of hair. All of a sudden they've got this beautiful volume and length and health, and I can't even do 2-strand twists because my hair is so thin, you can see right through my scalp. I don't want to be walking around with 6 twists in my head, which was a very valid, logical point. And she asked this question during Dr. Phoenix's presentation, and Dr. Phoenix basically told her, we want to think that our hair is, not even just our hair and our bodies, are super resilient and can just take anything, and then once we stop these harmful habits, that they'll just bounce right back. But that's not always the case. The woman in question said she'd been relaxing her hair for upwards of, I believe she said 40 years. And Dr. Phoenix basically told her, those chemicals are no joke. It's not, I think we don't take relaxing or relaxers as seriously as we should. And she basically told her, with regular application over the span of 40 years, you've probably killed off a lot of your hair follicles and they'll never function again. So while your natural hair is a lot healthier than your relaxed hair, you may never have the volume and or possibly the length that you want because your follicles have been irreparably damaged. And we don't want to think that way. We don't want to think, well, that we're killing part of our scalps, that we're permanently altering ourselves in a negative way. But it's the truth, and it all adds up, so I don't know. I know this was kind of all over the place, and I pulled from a lot of different things, but I just really felt like this was something that I needed to not vent about, but just talk about and release, because there's just so many different thoughts and ways of looking at this issue and points of discussion that come up from this issue that I really felt like I'd be doing myself and my viewers a disservice if I didn't talk about it. Because like I said, until I got that second sign, I wasn't even sure I was going to do this video, and I probably would have forgotten about it and just let it go, but this was something that I just felt like needed to be discussed. So with that, I'm going to end this video because I'm sure I've rambled long enough. So this is a discussion, okay? If you don't agree with me, let me know, okay? I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. If you relax your hair, that's your choice, and I'm not going to cuss you out or call you out of your name for that decision. I respect it. It's just that my views are different. I don't think it's a need. I think it's a choice. It's a choice that I can respect because, like I said, it's individual. Not everybody has the time, the patience, and the mindset to deal with their natural texture when they've been wearing it straight for, however long. So I really want to make that clear, that I'm not bashing people who relax their hair. I just think that it's incorrect to say that relaxers are a need. I think that they are a preference and a lifestyle choice that may fit your lifestyle, but not something that can fall under the category of a true need. So that's that. I know I rambled and I'm really sorry. But you guys know me. My subbies know I can talk. So again, if you disagree, if you agree, if you have another point of discussion besides ancestry and bodily health and all that other stuff, if you have another discussion point related to this topic, again, leave it in the comments, because I really want to keep this discussion going. I think it's a really good, powerful, interesting topic, and I want to know what you guys think. So if you liked this video, like it, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.